welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. It's Mythia here, and today we're going to be doing another pick a card about the answer to the question on your mind. And so really what this is a yes, no, or maybe, or could even be some other answer to the question on your mind, okay? So there are going to be 7 piles today to choose from, and you can use the tarot card I've selected to pick, or the crystal selected. This will be pile 1, 2, 3, pile 4, pile 5, 6, and 7, okay? So the question could be any question. It could be a general question, it could be about career, it could be about just life, it could be about romance, friendship, anything, okay? And today, you could be drawn to more than one pile. Or you could have more than one question, and there could be a couple piles for those multiple questions, okay? But how I want you to select a pile is to use your intuition and not necessarily your eyes, okay? So I'm going to be giving you about a minute to select after we look at the crystals. Now I also want to note, if you're someone who has some trouble picking a pile, there are a couple methods you can use. So you can meditate and kind of feel which pile you're most drawn to. You could use a random number generator from 1 to 7. How to do that? You would just think of the question on your mind and then hit, select on the number generator. And then whichever number pops up, you can try that pile. Sometimes, too, it could be a pile you think is the most beautiful of the bunch. Or, and maybe even more likely, just the one that has the most impact, and that could even be negative feeling, okay? So if it elicits a powerful feeling from you, that could be a pile with some answers to the question on your mind, okay? Something else you could do too, that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say this one, but something I have done in the past if I'm trying to pick a pile on, one of these kind of videos, or if I'm selecting cards for myself, I look at all of the cards and then I close my eyes and I ask Spirit to kind of put light over where the answers are. And so I close my eyes and I can see light for where the pile would be. So I pull up that mental image of my mind of those 7 cards, or I will ask Spirit, if I close my eyes, can they put a number into my mind? And I go with that number. Okay, so those are some pile selecting methods for you as well. Today. So without further ado, let's look at the crystals for each pile, and then I'll give you about a minute to meditate on the energies of each pile and to really think of your question. So if you're very clairvoyant, as you look at these crystals, you might be able to kind of pick up on the energies. So hold that question in your mind starting, right about now, okay? And as well through the pile selection, silent minute in a couple moments. So pile number 1, your crystal is this citrine heart. Pile number 2, you have an amethyst kind of tower, okay? Pile number 3, pile number 4, you have this garnet palm stone. Pile number 5, you have kind of a dendritic agate, okay? Sometimes it's called merlinite, sometimes merlinite. Pile number 5, or 6, my apologies, pile number 6. You have a quartz cluster. And pile number 7, Celestine. There we go. So please now take a minute to pick your pile, and I'll see you in the readings. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here. And today, this is your pile if you've picked pile number 1, or if you picked the citrine stone here, the citrine heartstone. Okay, so the question on your mind, this is the answer to if the answer is yes, no, maybe, or any other answer. Okay, so I have pre-shuffled a couple of cards, just a few. I want to get a very clear, straightforward answer from Spirit for you today as well. So if you did feel drawn to more than one pile, after this pile is done, you can absolutely jump to the next one as well to maybe fill in a couple more pieces too if you want, okay? But it was my goal for Spirit to come through very clearly and directly to the question on your mind. And it could be any question, any general question, any life question, anything about career, romance, friendship, relationships, really anything, okay? So let's flip over our cards. We have Heat, okay? We have the Ace of Cups reversed and No Need to Worry, okay? Ooh, the first thing I'm feeling with this water and fire energy, and then in the middle here, right, with this cauldron with something burning, like it could be, it almost feels like water that's burning or heating up. This is your pile, I think, if the question on your mind, if it feels like this is your pile, if what you're feeling right now is a lot of pressure, you're feeling some emotional distress, or like the emotions are all kind of running out of a situation, as in you're questioning that situation. You're no longer sure if it's the right thing for you. And or even if you're feeling kind of anger and disappointment, okay, with other people. Something I think that you should notice. Here we have I always see it as a dove, but either way, we have wings, we have an angel with wings, with rainbow wings, and we have, to me, it almost looks like phoenix wings, okay? But we have a strong wing symbolism here. And so I just want you to know your angels are with you right now, okay? Like wrapping you in their wings. Like the decision you make, you're protected. It's like you're being like rocked, like you're a little like child, okay, by Spirit. It's gonna be okay. That's all I keep seeing in my head is like the word okay. It's gonna be okay. Kind of like hush, like be quiet. Don't worry. No need to worry, right? And it's kind of like what you need to do right now, what Spirit wants you to do is take some space, take some time away from everything in order to, kind of cover your ears. And what I mean is remove yourself from the situation and kind of find your own little piece of quiet where you can really start to find your answer. What this means, this actually isn't really a direct yes, no, or maybe. The answer to this is that don't worry right now. The answer will emerge if you give yourself some space and some time to kind of, hopefully let the cup right itself. You're definitely feeling disappointment. So for example, maybe there's something that's happened and in your relationship, maybe you've had a fight or a friendship or a relationship with anyone. Maybe right now you're feeling some anger, some kind of heat, or like someone's trying to dim your flame or something, and it's making you question, do I want to have this relationship, this person in my life? Or maybe it's about work and you're feeling like maybe something has happened, something where emotionally you've been left feeling angry, hurt, and disappointed, okay? Something that you thought was so great, but now you're not so sure. The answer is that you need to wait. Don't take any rash decisions. The answer is that you need to take time away. It's kind of the idea that you cannot see yourself clearly in a pot of boiling water, right? You can see your reflection clearly in clear, calm water, but not when it's boiling. So when there's anger present, you're not going to be able to make the right decision. What Spirit wants is you to know that after this kind of rain, right? Because I'm kind of seeing, kind of in reverse, these kind of look like raindrops, right? It's kind of in, kind of falling. It's kind of like after the rain, there's the rainbow. Or even, after the flames, these really remind me of phoenix wings. There is a rebirth that can happen where you'll go back to a beginning kind of feeling. Even with the Ace of Cups, I think that if you give space and time, it will right itself, okay? So the answer right now isn't necessarily yes, no, or maybe. It's take time. Take some time. Get some isolation from this. I also have an image in my head of kind of like going to listen to music, okay, in order to process your feelings, because you are feeling like a big amount of emotion, okay? So Spirit wants you to know that now is a time to come and, be more calm. And what I do want to say is, after everything is calm, especially with the crystal that you've picked with the citrine, Spirit wanting citrine and the no need to worry, and all of this gold color, I really feel that no matter what the answer is, yes, no, maybe so, right? Once things calm down, you're going to feel more peaceful. And it might even be that the answer is that you will be able to accept what has happened, or just very simply move on from it, okay? So that's what I'm getting for you, pile number 1, to the question on your mind. Pretty straightforward, and if you are feeling called to any other piles too, there could be even more in another pile as well. Thank you, pile number 1, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please, you can give a like or tell me below if this helped to answer your question in the comments, or even subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me and more pick a card piles. Wow, I'm messing up my words. More pick a cards in the future. More pick a card videos. Thank you, pile number 1, and I hope you have a blessed day. Hi, pile number 2, and welcome to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. So today, the video is all about what is the answer to the question on your mind, okay? So I have pre-shuffled just a couple cards here for you today. My intention is for Spirit to come through, the universe to come through with a very clear, simple, straightforward answer to your question, okay? Which is a lot to ask, because maybe your question is complicated, or you have a lot of feelings surrounding this question, okay? But nonetheless, that was the intention, for it to come through quite clearly. And this is your pile if you picked the number 2, if you were drawn to this card, or if you were drawn to this amethyst tower, okay? And it almost has like this kind of smoky quartz through it as well. Okay. So we have time. We have, I guess I had them flipped over. Trust in reverse. And we have the 6 of Swords. Okay. Interesting that trust is in reverse. Okay. Oh, okay. Pile number 2. I'm getting the message for you that the answer to the question, it depends on how you phrase the question, okay? So if the question on your mind is, should I leave this blank behind? Like, should I leave this job behind? Should I leave this relationship behind? Should I leave something behind? The answer is yes. Or if you asked, should I stay in this job? The answer would be no. So, but the answer is that you should leave the situation you're thinking about. You should, and now this doesn't necessarily mean leave forever. And this could also mean take like mental leave of the situation. So find a different way to think about it. So for example, like if you're saying, should I leave this job behind? Maybe you can't go quit tomorrow, okay? Maybe that's not practical. It's not smart in your life to just go up and quit a job. But ultimately the answer is, should you look at leaving it behind? Yes. In the relationship that you're in, what I'm going to say is with the situation that's going on is you are questioning something for good reason. It's because time and time again, your trust has been broken. This relationship, this job, this friendship, this thing or person in your life has let you down time and time again, and it's causing you a lot of emotional turbulence. And so it's time to remove yourself from the situation, kind of move on, especially with the Six of Swords here. And to kind of cut ties fully. So in the future, perhaps there could be a reconciliation or you could come back to it. But I don't see this as just like a quick, it's not a vacation, like just take a vacation from work and come back fine. No, this is like move on for a significant amount of time. And perhaps you could come back to it, but there would need to be significant change and healing. This is, to me, is a sign to don't take too much time before doing this, okay? Your trust has been broken, and you would not be wise to let things continue the same way that they have been continuing. And it's a strong message coming through. Another feeling is almost like you're afraid that because you've invested so much time into something that you can't let it go. Like maybe it's that you've been in a relationship for, I don't know, like many years, okay, over 5 years or something. So you're afraid, even though things have not been good. I definitely feel a strong, heavy energy where you have an inner knowing, like almost a third eye kind of, you have an inner knowing, okay, that something's wrong. It doesn't feel good. You've had to make so many adjustments that maybe you never thought you'd have to make, that you're actually not very okay with. And Spirit is saying you shouldn't continue to do that. They don't want that for you. That what you need to do right now is to move on. But you might be afraid that because maybe it's because you invested 5 years of schooling, or you've been in this relationship for 10 years, how can you leave? But the answer is, don't waste any more of your time. Time, and it's such a limited resource in our lives. We can't really get time back. And so the more time, I'm hearing this saying I heard where I don't know, I apologize, I'm not sure who it's from or what culture it's from, but I've only ever heard it in the English translation, but it's that, like, the longer you stay on a train that's going in the wrong direction, the farther away you get from where you're supposed to be, okay? So even if you have been on this train for 5 years, it's not too late to get off. And if you continue on, and now it's 10 or 15 years, you may look back and think of all the times where that train stopped, or you had those moments that kind of stopped you in your track, and you thought, actually, I need to kind of get off the main boat and get onto my life raft and go back, or to go somewhere else, okay? So I'm getting a strong feeling. I can't exactly say, it depends on how you phrased the question, if this is yes, no, but there is a definite, you need to move on. You should not be wasting your time anymore. And somebody time and time again, or something like your job time and time again, has disappointed you and hurt you. I'm really feeling a feeling of hurt, okay? Something else I'm feeling too is that right now, Spirit wants you to reach out to trusted, like people who have known you for a long time. So it could be somebody, I would say this is somebody you have a positive relationship to, okay? Someone who's known you a long time. So it could be a friend, or it could be like a family member, like a parent or a grandparent. With time, I feel like, or maybe even it's your child if they've known you for a long, long time or something, and they're like an adult child. I kind of want you, Spirit is saying, ask them what their hope is for you, what they want for you. And then ask yourself, so for example, if this person says to you, my hope is for you to be like in a job where you're respected, where you're making good money, where you don't come home and feel worried all the time. You need to ask yourself, is my job allowing me to feel the way, because right now you're feeling confused, okay? And you keep going back to the same thing again and again, or, the same relationship, same person. So if you figure out what would they want for you, and then ask yourself, am I holding myself to the level that my family and friends would want for me, the people who wish well for me? Or am I setting my expectations so low, like on the floor, and I'm not giving myself the love that any reasonable person who knows me and love me would give me? I hope that's making sense. So it's saying, if you're having trouble leaving something, confiding in or talking to, or maybe not even confiding in, just asking somebody you trust and have known a long time and who knows you, who knows your heart, asking them, what would you hope for me in a relationship? What would you hope for me in a job or in a friendship or in the way I'm living my life? Do you think that you don't necessarily have to ask them, what do you think about my relationship? What do you think about my job? It's just, I just hear spirit saying, what would you hope for me? What would you want for me? And then those keywords they say, like maybe they say safety, security, integrity, honesty. I don't know whether the honesty is really coming through, because something has broken your trust. Okay, and it's hurting you to keep going back. So it's a strong message, okay, a couple strong messages there. I hope that helped to answer, clarify your question, pile number 2. And my heart really goes out to you, and I wish for you strength through this time period, okay? And I hope you have a blessed day. Oh, also, if there's another pile 2 that was drawing you in, you can also click on that pile 2 for perhaps extra information as well into the situation. Remember, these are general readings, so take what resonates, okay? Thank you, pile number 2. I hope you have a beautiful day. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here, and thank you so much for tuning in. So as introduced in the introduction to this video, in this reading, we're going to look at the answer to the question on your mind, and it could be any question. It could be about love, romance, general life questions, really anything, okay? And the intention, I asked Spirit to come through very strongly, clearly, confidently, and with a lot of precision to answer the question. So it could be a yes, no, maybe, or some other answer too. It is going to be a quicker reading because my intention is for it to come through strongly and concisely to really help clarify things for you. So this is your pile. Of course, if you picked the number 3, if you picked, or if you picked this stone. And as I was looking, I rewatched my intro and I realized I didn't say the name of this stone. So my apologies, pile number 3. This is malachite. So if you pick the malachite, this is your pile as well. Okay, we have revision, compromise, and the Empress. Okay, so pile number 3, strong confirmation here already, a synchronicity. We have a major arcana, and it is the number 3. And I really love how this green color is kind of in a lot of the card here. Okay. So I'm kind of getting, with the scales, I'm kind of getting Libra energy coming through. So that could be a confirmation too. or Taurus, so Venus. I feel kind of Venus energy a little bit. So pile number 3, the answer to the question on your mind is basically like a tentative yes. Or if you asked a question in a different way, it could be a no. Like if you asked, will this... like, should I leave the situation? The answer would be no. Or if you're saying, should I stay? The answer would be like, yes, with a little bit of compromise or a little bit of change. So a little bit of meeting in the middle or tempering something out energy, then it's a yes, okay? I hope that makes sense. So what I'm going to say is the answer to the question is mostly yes, or like a tentative yes. A very, in the near future, a hard yes, but in the moment right now, there is some change that needs to happen. I kind of feel like maybe you are I feel like this one might be for you, especially if this is job or like romantic relationship, okay? If this is career or romantic relationship, this especially might be your pile. But of course, the intention is to be the answer to any question on your mind. But the examples that are popping into my head have more to do with like family, a spouse, and career. So what this means is, should I take this job or should I pursue this job? Yes, you should. It will be very fruitful. You will feel abundant in this job. This is malachite. This is a stone of transportation, transportation. Oh my gosh, transformation, new beginnings, and attracting wealth and abundance and opportunities into your life. So the answer is yes, but you might have to compromise a little bit. So what this means is, yes, maybe this job, let's use law firm as an example because I'm really thinking about the Justice card and Libra energy here. So if we're thinking like, I really wanted a better ranking law firm to, offer me this job, compromise a little bit. The place you're getting the job offer from is good. It's a good place to start, and it will lead you down the path and give you plenty of opportunities and lead to abundance. So that's the kind of energy. Now, it doesn't have to be a law firm job, okay? This could be any job. So any job, maybe you're just graduating school and you're landing an opportunity that isn't quite what you wanted. Please know it is still a very good opportunity and it will help you get where you want to go. And you will enjoy it. If the answer is to your question is something family related, like, should I have a child right now? Or, how will this work? The answer is yes. This is a good timing. You just might need to change the way you're thinking about it a little bit with this compromise and revision. So what that could mean is maybe you thought that you could stay home once you had children. Maybe especially if you're a woman looking at this reading, right? Or men, and you thought, I'm going to be stay at home. Maybe the circumstances in your life are not quite there yet where you can fully stay home. Maybe this means you just take a maternity leave. In Canada, it's usually a year, 18 months. People will stay home with a little bit of support as long as they were working from the government, right? So what this maybe means is that rather than take the 18 months, you take the year, or you compromise on what you maybe originally wanted. Or maybe you understand that, I'm not in a financial spot to be a stay-at-home mom forever, or a stay-at-home support father forever. What this means is, okay, well, I'll take what I can get that year. I hope that's making sense. So you have to change your plans a little bit, and there might be a little bit of disappointment with that, but overall it's going to work out better. So in the case it's about that, for example, that family example I'm kind of feeling, especially with the Empress with pregnancy or something like that, and starting a family. Maybe once you get back to work after that maternity leave, that was your compromise. All right, I'll keep my job, but I have to go back to it. Then once you go back, maybe you find there's a lot of opportunities for you, okay? To advance and grow in ways you never thought possible. And then maybe you can reach your dream in a different kind of way, or jump into a new career once you get back because of skills you gain from the position that you return to. If this has to do with will this legal matter work out? Again, with a little bit of revision or compromise, because with the scales, it could be a legal matter that you're asking about, could even be custody or something like that, or just really any legal matter, with some revision, with some negotiation, and with a little bit of compromise. Yes, you will get what you want. Okay? New opportunities are coming. And then if it's love and relationship, so maybe you're thinking, should I marry this person? Should I really commit to this person? And you're weighing out, these pros and cons. Spirit is saying that do continue to weigh out the pros and cons. And I think you'll find with just a little bit of maybe revising your mental idea of what you want, you will have a lot of material abundance and success in the kind of real physical world. So what I mean is maybe you have a partner and you really love your partner, but maybe they don't hit everything on that list you had in your mind before you had that partner. So for example, maybe if you're a feminine and you wanted a masculine, maybe you thought, he's going to be 6 feet tall and he's going to have a great job and he's going to be polite all the time, and he's never going to say anything politically incorrect, and he's never going to embarrass me. And you just had this long list of idealistic ideas. And this could be the other way. If you're a masculine energy and you were thinking about the feminine energy you wanted, maybe you wanted somebody creative and who loved the gym too, and who also was a great cook, and who also so on and so forth. Whatever those ideas were, just know they need maybe a little bit of reining in, okay? A little bit of appreciating the person that is right in front of you that does fulfill your life in so many of the important ways. So just really, really understand that if this person is the kind of person where you feel comfortable and they support you and you are, of course, attracted to them. Maybe they don't always express themselves exactly in the way, idealistic people would. So it's just revising your idea of this imaginary perfect person or even a perfect job, right? Just revise that idea and know that great opportunities can come from what you put time, commitment, energy into building. So as long as this person feels like someone that is family to you, I think this is a good decision. Or in the case of job, right, again, if this is something that is in the ballpark of what you are wanting, it is a good job to take or a good job to stay in and see where it goes, because it will lead to lots of opportunities, okay? So pile number 3, that's what I'm getting for you. I hope this helped to clarify the question on your mind. And of course, especially because this one did kind of like the family and kind of romance and career really jumped forward as possible topics you were thinking about, especially if you were thinking of a question that's a little bit different, there could be a message for you in a different pile too, pile number 3. Okay, I hope you have a beautiful day, pile number 3. And of course, if you liked this video or if anything was resonating, please comment below. You can like the video or, of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thank you, pile number 3. Bye-bye. Hi, pile number 4, and welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here, and this is your pile if you picked the number 4, or if you picked this garnet stone, this garnet palm stone. I don't know if you can see, but I love this garnet palm stone. It, to me, I don't know if you can see it, but there is kind of like a line here of basically sparkles, okay? So a line here that to me just looks like a galaxy or stars, okay? And this is just such a dark stone, as in, not that the energy is dark, but that it is so easy to see these sparkles, at least where I am. I hope you can kind of see it. So if you picked the garnet or were attracted to this energy, this is the answer to the question on your mind. So the answer could be yes, no, or some other question, okay? Of course, there's always more nuance to it than just yes or no. So let's see. I've pre-shuffled some cards, and please know the intention that I asked from Spirit this time is to come through very clearly and concisely. So I just have 3 cards to help you determine the answer to the question or to spread some light on the answer to the question, okay? Okay, we have repetition. So you may be trapped in some sort of cycle. I think that's a pretty clear answer. And 9 of Wands. Yeah. Oh, pile number 4. The answer could be yes, depending on how you asked the question. But what this means is that the thing you're grappling with, the thing that you're questioning, it is not good for you. It is not healthy for you. These feelings, I feel, especially with garnet, it is a stone really reminds me of Scorpio. I don't know if it is a Scorpio stone, which to me is all about transformative energy, especially transforming and kind of metabolizing darker emotions and getting to know your shadow side, this kind of psychological energy, where you need to investigate your own shadow side and integrate it. And what I mean is you need to learn with this 9 of Wands in reverse. It's not just that you're feeling weary or tired. It's that you need to think back and you need to learn a lesson so that you can write this, and then progress to the 10 of Wands, really, okay? To progress, to complete the cycle, because 10s are completion. 9 is at the very edge of completion. Excuse me. So what you really need, pile number 4, is to go back and really consider these patterns in your life that have maybe been running on repeat, the self-sabotage, the lesson you haven't learned, or the lesson you've been kind of looking away from. You're closing your eyes, you're trying not to learn the lesson because maybe it's painful, maybe it's not what you want. So what this means, if the question that you asked is something along the lines of, should I stay in this career or this job or something like that? The answer is no. You shouldn't. It's not good for you. It's not helping you feel the way you would want to feel in your life. You need to kind of complete the cycle and move on to a new beginning. You know, just like these moon cycles here, these moon phases. You need to complete it and reach that full moon stage and then move on so that you can get back. If the question on your mind is like, should I stay in this relationship, this friendship? Should I continue to let things go on as they are? The answer is no. You shouldn't. Now, does this mean you have to 100% leave? No, that's not necessarily what it means. I'm not saying you need to quit your job 100% or you need to break up with your partner. Of course not. But there is a change, a transformation that needs to happen, or a letting go of these mental things that are kind of tormenting you a little bit inside. So what I mean is that I'm not saying you have to break up with somebody, but you need to ask yourself, am I really okay with the repetitive way this person is showing up in my life and treating me? I kind of feel this could also be like family. So like somebody who's disappointing you. So for example, if you have like a father or something who is not present, or a parent or a mother who's not present, they don't really answer your phone calls, they're distant, they don't come through for you. You need to ask yourself, am I really okay with how I'm being treated? And the answer is, I think it's a no. And you need to accept that maybe you've been avoiding the pain of this, and you need to accept it. And that it's not a reflection of you, but a reflection of them, okay? And you need to, maybe time and time again, you've forgiven them, and now it's time to focus on yourself. And I'm really feeling emotional. And you need to have self-compassion. And you need to focus on building yourself back up. Okay? And not, because what they're doing, somebody is doing something that is wounding you over and over again. And I think this means you need to become the person who, you need to do things on your terms, is what I'm trying to say. You need to think about your boundaries, okay? And not letting other people cross them. And that might be that you need to have somebody who's more present in your life. And so rather than kind of hanging on and accepting scraps, you need to make it clear to them what you need from them, okay? And that there'll be consequences if they can't really provide that. And so what that could look like, right? I'm also feeling, okay, like for example, if you have a partner that's cheating on you, I think that, are you happy with this repetitive pattern of this person's behavior, like cheating or like not showing up for you? Or maybe it's like they spend all of your money, or, you know, like you have a husband or a wife who is financially irresponsible, or who always, maybe they talk about you behind your back, or they do something that hurts you, okay? You need to learn from the past. You need to evaluate their long pattern of history and decide, is that what I really want? And I really feel the answer is going to be no. So Spirit is saying this, the thing you need to do is to accept that this is not, it's not just that you need to try harder, it's that you need to let go, and you need to stop the behavior through removing yourself from the situation. Or changing the way you think about it. So if you decide, yeah, I'm actually fine with my partner cheating, so it's, you know, I don't want it to be a problem between us anymore, that could be the case, you know. I don't feel like, for me, that wouldn't really be the case of something. But for you, if your partner has like a long history of the same behavior, it'll probably be that you're not okay with it, and you need to accept that you're not okay with it, and in order to move forward, you'll have to accept that you're not okay with it, okay? This can also be with career. Like perhaps you have a boss who keeps like yelling at you, or a coworker who keeps being passive aggressive. Something is very unpleasant, and it's really making you feel heavy, and it's really eroding your self-esteem. I'm really feeling that you are feeling feelings of like unworthiness, and the lesson here is that you are worthy, and you are not deserving of what the patterns that have been happening, but there could be that you are allowing them to continue through maybe continuing to have that person in your life, or accept them back with the scraps that they're giving, or accept the scraps of, money that your job gives you, but you go into work and you're being treated terribly like a doormat, okay? And you feel like you just have to take it. You don't have to take it. You have to look back and really evaluate this long pattern of how you're feeling, and I think you'll find that you'll want to move on. And that is what Spirit is encouraging you to do. But they're encouraging it with a lot of compassion. What you learn from this period of reflection, and through being able to let go of something, and through noticing how patterns, okay, in your life, it will be extremely valuable knowledge for you going forward, pile number 4. So that is the answer to the question on your mind. I hope it helped illuminate things. Spirit, I'm really feeling a lot of compassion for you. I'm feeling like you, right now, you need to spend time doing things that make you feel good. And that will also help you to see how the pattern you've been living in, the daily life you've been living in, it's not really one you'd want to continue. And Spirit would like you, with so much compassion, they want you to choose you. Pile number 4. If you had any other piles you were attracted to as well, you can also click on those and maybe get some more answers as well. And also remember, this is a general reading, and so if something's not resonating, that's okay. Just don't feel worried about it or anything. Just move on to the next message or let it go. Okay, pile number 4. Thank you for tuning in, pile number 4. I hope it was helpful even a little bit, and have a really beautiful day. And please take care of yourself, and please choose yourself. Hi, pile number 5, and welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here, and thank you for joining me today. So as you found from the introduction, this pick a card reading is all about the answer to a question on your mind. And of course, it could be yes, no, or maybe, or it could be a more complicated answer than that. But today, this is your answer if you picked the number 5, or if you picked this dendritic agate, or the merlinite, as it's also sometimes called. I love this stone because it's like Merlin. It really reminds me of like magician energy from the tarot. So kind of like alchemy, a new beginning. Okay, so what I've asked for from Spirit today is to just give me a couple cards. Okay, so I've pulled just a few cards to help answer your question. I asked for the universe to come through clearly, concisely, and with a lot of compassion too. So let's flip them over. Oh, excuse me. I was sick last week, so still have a little bit of that lingering cough. So, oh yes, for you also got an extra card here, pile number 5, just so you know. So you have listen and unity that came out for you. Perfect timing. And the magician. Wow. Yeah, so Merlinite, as I said, it really reminds me of the magician. So I really feel like perfect timing, starting something new, being able to listen for if it's the right moment and feel when things are the right moment. Now is the right moment. This is a very clear answer from Spirit. Now is the time to get into something new. So this especially might be your pile if your question was about starting something new. Like, should I take this job? Should I get into this relationship? Should I continue this friendship? Should I make this, change? This, maybe it could be, an investment. It could be something, anything really like that. It could be that you're feeling like right now is the perfect time. And that's what Spirit is saying. So of course, if it's like, is now the time for me to make a new routine or to like change my diet, like whatever the question is, it's saying yes, now is a good time. And it's a good time in the same way where you can think of like, I love how you can see here, like this is like an hourglass with the sand running. So it's timing, but it's also like knowing it in your DNA. Do you see how this kind of pedestal on which the hourglass is sitting, there's like a DNA sequence underneath it. So it's kind of like, that's where I got the idea of like starting a new health routine or something too. It's kind of like, listen to your body, listen to listen with more than just your ears, okay? It's kind of like this idea of things that have been passed through time with unity, like worldwide, or with a kind of the Fibonacci kind of sequence here. You kind of have to, it's this idea that you need to listen with more than just words in order to know that right now it really is the right time. And so what I mean is that, like, if you're trying to cross the street, right, you can listen if there's any cars coming. I don't know why that one came through, but when you're listening, it's like listening to your inner voice, listening to the signals around you, or like, you know, listening if something is the correct time or not. And with unity, it will feel like it'll fit in your life. It will feel really right. It'll feel kind of like, not necessarily a missing puzzle piece, but it'll feel like with this new thing, you'll feel a sense of wholeness. It really is perfect timing. So what does this mean? This means if you're asking, like, you know, should I maybe start this job? It's a good time. It's good timing. That's the message from Spirit. Or should I apply for this promotion? It's good timing. Or should I start, you know, a YouTube side hustle or a like Instagram account, you know, specializing in something I'm interested in, like could be pottery or anything, right? Anything you're interested in, or finance or anything. Now is a good time. Now is good timing. Something else too, right, with this there's these patterns that symbolize long periods of time. So when you think of the whole world and like all of time with unity, you think of like this sequence that appears in all of nature. I think it's called the Fibonacci sequence. We have an infinity sign, right? And we have the DNA. It's kind of like everything is saying now is the right time to do it. So it's actually, I think this is one of the simplest answers to the questions that came through from Spirit, but now is the right time. Listen to your gut. Listen to the feeling from your whole body. I think probably other people are also, if other people know, I think that they're also telling you it's good timing and you should listen. I think inside, like your DNA, you also feel that it is good timing, that time is in your favor right now, that you can manifest very easily. And with this dendritic agate, right, I would say this is a time where this is a time to tap into this pattern of knowing when something is right, or being able to see the pathways ahead of you, as you can kind of see like the dendrites, right, as they sort of branch out like tree branches or roots. I feel like you know that now's a good time to kind of move on something, or you know, it's like saying here's a good place for something to grow. It can get, you know, good roots. Here, that's the idea. It's a good time to start something. So if there's a venture, if it's going back to school, now's a good time. If it's really the answer to any question on your mind, the answer is yes, now's a good time to get started on this project, okay? So that came through very clearly, pile number 5. I wish you luck on whatever it is you're starting here, okay? There's a lot of exciting energy. It's powerful energy. It's forward energy. It's solar plexus energy, okay? You're feeling very good about this. And I think it will yield lots of abundance for you, and you'll certainly learn a lot of lessons. And you will feel that it's right. You have this feeling of like wanting to take the leap, okay? You have this feeling of wanting to start to build something, and you have the ability to do it now. Okay. If there was any other pile you were interested in, pile number 5, you can also go ahead and click on those ones to hear your message too. I hope that was helpful, and of course, if you enjoyed the message, you can like or even subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more too. Thank you so much, pile number 5, and good luck and congratulations. I'm happy for you. That's how I feel. It's good timing, and of course, rainbows are always a beautiful symbol too. It's like after the storm clears and something beautiful comes. Now is a time where you can really make beautiful things happen. Hi, pile number 6, and welcome to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here. And this is your pile if you picked the number 6, this card, the number 6, this pile, or if you picked the quartz cluster, okay? So already I'm feeling like you are feeling very confused, okay, which makes sense why you have a question on your mind. But I'm feeling an energy of confusion, and like you need a lot of clarity, especially with quartz. I feel like quartz is a wonderful stone for helping making things clear, especially clear quartz, okay? So let's flip these cards over. Now I want you to know there are not too many cards here. My intention from Spirit was to help give you a clear and concise answer to the question on your mind. And I'll have you know, you got more cards. 3 tarot cards came out for you. They just popped right out when I was shuffling for your pile. So, wow. And we have some strong energy, right? 2 major arcana popped out. So we have friction. So you've been feeling like a mental, like if you see, especially all of these almost flowers, they look like flowers, the abstract coming out of her mind. It's like you're very confused in your mind about, I think, what you want, even, not even just what you should do, but what you want. And what Spirit already is saying with this energy of the 5 of Cups is perhaps you've also been feeling disappointed. So there's a disappointment energy here. And what Spirit is saying, especially with this Hanged Man and meditation, is that you need to go inwards and really think about what you want. But more than that too, you really need to think about if you've been thinking about things in the right way. Because with the 5 of Cups, there's a lack of appreciation. He's totally got his back turned on the cups he still has in his life, the blessings that are still in his life in this card, right? So I think Spirit is saying maybe you've been dwelling a little bit too much maybe in what you feel is missing from your life or what you wish you had still. The spilled wine, it's kind of like crying over spilt wine, spilt milk, right? So I think if you've been feeling disappointed and confused about something, Spirit is saying it's time to stop feeling disappointed and confused. Go inward. Try to change your perspective on it. Like, look, we have the circle, a circle, and a circle. It's kind of like in order to reach fulfillment of something, you need to change how you're thinking. You need to take some stillness inside. Meditation brings answers. So this is a very interesting answer. It's not really a clear yes, no, or maybe. The answer is that what you need in your life is actually more appreciation for what you have. So this could be the people you have in your life who are supporting you, maybe appreciating the particular job you do have, like the good aspects of it. Maybe appreciating your partner, the good aspects they have in them, or the good things of the friendship you're asking about. So any question on your mind, although there has been some friction in your own mind about what do you do? Am I really happy? Am I disappointed? What is it? And even there could be friction in the relationship, right? Because some of these cups are spilt, okay? So even though there has been friction and you're confused and mentally having some turbulence mentally, the answer is that you need to have gratitude in your life. You need to look at the things, you need to look in a more positive direction. You need to take time away and change your perspective. Just like the Hanged Man, he is able to go inwards and change his perspective in order to achieve more enlightenment, okay? But he had to change his perspective to do that. And meditation is, of course, going inwards, taking time away. And then the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like, is how you will start to have things shifting in your favor, is if you take the time to show appreciation and to feel appreciation again for the people who are still in your life, for those who do show up for you, for those blessings that you do have. So this is a very interesting answer. I think it's very clear though. So this is definitely the answer if your question is about, if you have been feeling, it's the answer if you have been feeling very confused and disappointed with something, or like perhaps you're not sure if you're really fulfilled by what's going on in your life. When you do take this time away, when you do take the time to show appreciation, things will start to feel like they're like all this friction will be smoothed out, okay? All of these mental thoughts running around in your mind will slow down and kind of untangle. This also reminds me of hair that's kind of really tangled. All of it will kind of untangle. Things will become more clear, and that's what you need to do, is take a different perspective than you have. Change your mental pattern. Maybe even take some physical time for space, quietude, and that's when things will start to turn in your favor again, okay? Remember, Spirit is saying to remember that life is full of ups and downs. Right now you're in a little bit more of a down, but it's kind of self-imposed in a way because there are so many blessings in your life, pile number 6. Okay, that was a very straightforward message from Spirit. And if there was any other pile at all that you were drawn to, you can also click on that pile, to get more insight as well into the answer. And if this was helpful at all, please feel free. You can like or subscribe to the channel, like this video, or subscribe to the channel if you want to see more as well. So thank you, pile number 6, for tuning in, and I hope you have a really good day. Hi, pile number 7. Thank you for tuning into this video, and welcome back to my channel, Mythic Rose Tarot. Mythia here. And today, this is the answer to the question on your mind, okay? And it can be any question, general, romantic, platonic, question about a friend, anything that's on your mind. This is the answer to that question. If this was your pile, if you picked pile the number 7, or if you picked the Celestine crystal, okay? So with this crystal, this is such a soothing crystal. I find this one extremely soothing. So I also feel this is a message not to worry too much, okay? Don't worry, and kind of like relax a little bit. It's kind of an additional information here just from the crystal you picked. So I pre-shuffled the cards, and you got surface as an answer. Okay, that's a pretty clear message from Spirit. And so the 7 of Wands and the 3 of Swords. Okay. And this pink energy, the heart and this pink energy. Aw, you've been really going through it. You've been really going through it, pile number 7. This, basically, you can almost read it kind of like this. Spirit is acknowledging, they want me to, I'm really feeling that I want to acknowledge that you've been going through a really difficult time. It could be a heartbreak. It could be like everybody poking at you, like this guy's just trying to, on the 7 of Wands, right? He's just trying to defend himself from all of these sticks coming at him, which I always take to mean kind of like jabs from other people, people trying to undermine him, people maybe jealous of the success he has. He's just trying to stand his ground, his territory. So it's kind of a time where you have been feeling, maybe it's with work, right? Maybe you've had a lot of people questioning your actions. Maybe it's like you're questioning your authority, questioning your integrity. If it's a relationship or friendship, like you've been hurt. You're really feeling that heartbreak energy. It's that being stabbed in the heart energy, okay? Maybe you're even going through heart troubles or some health troubles too. So what Spirit is saying is, especially if you're asking something like, should I continue on the way things are? Like, should I continue in this job? Should I continue in this friendship, this relationship with, the path I'm going down? The answer is that you need to take some rest, especially with the energies from the Celestine and the Surface card. It's like how I used to go, when I was a kid, like every summer I would go to the lake. Every day I would go to the lake with my friends, because we actually had like a lake. It's a like man-made lake, but a lake in our community. And when I would go there with my friends every day, we would swim. And they were such strong swimmers, okay? And I was not that strong of a swimmer, but they would kind of end up leaving me behind as they would like, do their front crawl and the back crawl, or even, they were just very strong swimmers, okay? And they could tread water too very easily, but I always struggled with these things. I wasn't the strongest, but I could float. I could turn on my back and float, just like how these two are doing this here, okay? So what Spirit is saying is if things are feeling difficult, especially I'm imagining like if you're trying to swim across a lake and you've been left behind and your body's fatigued and you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, everybody's left me behind, you can find that time within yourself to rest, okay? Just float above it all. Just keep your head above water and know that all of this other stuff that's going down beneath the surface, all of these emotions, this difficulty in dealing with other people, having to defend yourself all the time, and also at the same time feeling this great heartache and emotional upset, this emotional upheaval, just know Spirit has something better in mind for you. There is something better for you, okay? So the answer to this question is that you need to rest and also know that something is better, and something better is coming, and your time is coming, but you also have to choose it. So what this could mean is like putting the wand down and then removing yourself from the situation as well, I'm feeling. But this is especially a message, it is a message to take time away. It is a message to rest. So if, for example, and then that also might yield, so not engaging in these, especially this, so not engaging in the kind of turmoil and the kind of fighting and the kind of having to defend yourself all the time. If you let go of this, which is causing you heartbreak, you will naturally, your situation will naturally improve, okay? So what that looks like is, it's really letting go. It's kind of like, it's not really putting the sword down, but it's like putting the wand down, okay? But it is that idea of like putting the sword down, and taking time to rest and really look at the sky. Like I imagine, like just underneath the surface, I feel like these people have been going through all of this fighting, this heartbreak. But if they take that time to emerge and have emergence and look up at the beautiful sky, you know, they might even be looking at a sunset or something beautiful, and have that change of perspective, okay? So this is a message that everything will naturally feel better if you take time to rest. And so Spirit is saying you must take time to rest. Spirit actually, I feel, isn't necessarily giving a definite yes or no, just more that with time away, the better answer will appear. So you will be able to figure out for yourself, which is kind of funny because I did want to have a more straightforward answer. So what I'll do, you know what, I'll shuffle just a couple more cards because I feel like perhaps you need a more straightforward answer, but you do need to take time away in order to kind of heal what's been going on. And perhaps you will decide, you know what, actually, this fully isn't for me anymore. So that could mean leaving a situation or relationship or something. But let me grab my cards. I want to just shuffle maybe one or two more, just for clarification as well. Pile number 7. Okay. So Spirit, for pile number 7, what else? Give me a clear yes or no. Yeah, this is so funny. I love it when Spirit does this, right? So they don't want to give an answer. This is like saying, it's throwing the question back at me. It's answering with the same energy. Things will become clear because the moon is everything being unclear, uncertain. Everything is kind of like distorted and you're having trouble seeing clearly because, you know, it's nighttime. It's the moon. You can't navigate the same way as when the sun is out. You know, the sun has its eyes closed right now. Now the moon is out. So you have to, this would be like, things are hazy. So in reverse, things are going to become clear if you take this time away, and you'll start to see there's something better. Any other clarification for pile number 7, okay? Any other clarification, Spirit? Oop. Yeah, you're naturally going to encounter a lot of emotional you have to take this time away, pile number 7, and something will become clearer, whether or not you need to like leave the job or stay, or if just taking the break was enough to get people off your back. You need to take time away. You need to have trust that things will become clear. And I will say, after you take that time away, you're going to get what you want, okay? So there's ultimately a yes, there's ultimately something good, but you need to go through that time of a not knowing and being okay with that and just taking a break, okay? That's your answer, pile number 7. If this was helped clarify things for you at all, then please feel free to comment down below and tell me, share your story, or please feel free to like this video, or of course subscribe to the channel if you want to see any more pick a card videos. I try to make them every Wednesday. I work full time, so once a week I'm trying to make that work for me because I'm very excited to bring messages to you all. So thank you for pile number 7, and I hope that you have a beautiful day. Remember, just take a rest. Even right now after watching this, if you can, go take a rest. Maybe even get into some water. Like take a bath and connect with water. And just look at the clouds, you know. Take time and look at the beauty around you. Just take time away. I would say leave the situation. And you will get what you want. This is beautiful healing energy. Thank you, pile 7, and have a beautiful day.